All you gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here and you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit. Yeah.
We're here, baby. Pull up.
Know what's up.
211, never hit.
Know what's up. We out.
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he want to go get fleet.
Jim will be out of business
Weatherman
after
Pete.
August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I shit don't go that fast, okay? But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be it, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd,
I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, that's something that's...
P did not just throw casual shots, they went all out, airing Jim Jones out with raw, unfiltered bars. But honestly, this all ties back to Jim's non-stop obsession with proving himself, whether he is running his mouth in interviews, flooding social media with posts, or rapping like he has something personal to prove. Jim has been on overdrive lately, and now it is all catching up with him. Over the years, he has hustled hard to flip his image from rapper to street boss, businessman, and even a fashion figure, but somewhere along the way, people started wondering if he was truly authentic or just putting on for show. Jadakiss and Styles P called that out directly in their lyrics without even naming him, and everyone knew who they meant when Styles dropped that stinger. "You do not buy street cred, you got to earn that." That line hit Jim like a gut punch, because no matter how many records he puts out, or how much jewelry he flashes, he still has not earned the kind of respect Jada and Styles have held for years. Truth is, Jim stays chasing a title, calling himself the King of New York, one day stirring up drama, the next all to keep his name in the conversation, and it is clear he just does not know how to fall back.
Styles P, let's talk about it. Versus started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew, it progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I could go on my bag with singles.
After the Locks crushed Dipset in that unforgettable Versus battle, Jim Jones really should have just taken the loss gracefully and moved on. But instead, he kept throwing shade, tossing slick comments, and pretending like Dipset did not even care about getting embarrassed that night. Come on now, nobody forgot how Jadakiss took over that entire stage solo and made the truth loud and clear. And now, with this latest call-out, Jada and Styles P are reminding Jim exactly where he stands. They went straight at him, saying he is out here, spreading himself too thin, trying to be everywhere and everything all at once. The way Jim has been moving lately, it all feels like smoke and mirrors, and Styles P is not letting that slide. In fact, during a recent interview, Styles did not sugarcoat it. He flat out said Jim's whole vibe feels forced now. And that had to sting, because Jim built his name on Harlem authenticity, not some PR-crafted image. When a real one like Styles P calls your energy fake, that hits different. Back in the day, Jim had respect straight from the streets. He was more than just a rapper. He was really outside. But somewhere along the line, that raw edge got traded in for runway outfits and flexing in foreign cars. Like he swapped street cred for influencer status. And people noticed the switch. Jada and Styles are just saying out loud what others have been thinking. This is not personal beef, it is real ones calling out the obvious. While Jada and Styles earned their place with timeless bars and undeniable classics, Jim seems caught up chasing viral fame instead of focusing on making real music. He keeps jumping on every trend like he is chasing the next big wave, while the Lock stays standing as the blueprint for authenticity. And as long as Jim keeps playing the gimmick game instead of delivering timeless tracks, they are going to keep checking him on it.
Jones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Oh, really? Which one?
They say he beat up...
His baby mama or something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
For the cook?
Let me see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think because they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims a
Even the OGs have started giving Jim Jones the side eye, because in this game, the streets never forget who is truly solid and who is just playing dress up. So what really sparked this whole mess again? It was Jim stepping into the podcast lanes, talking like he runs the entire New York rap scene. The man actually had the nerve to put himself above certified legends, and the people were not having it. At first, Jadakiss kept it cool, barely saying a word, but that silence said it all. When he finally hit back with a subtle clapback, the entire internet lit up. See, Jim loves pushing this narrative that he is elite, but you cannot crown yourself king off your own hype. You need real hits, a proven grind, and the respect of the streets. When Jada hit him with that numbers, don't lie. And the people don't forget. It was like a quiet mic drop, especially with the ghost of that Versus loss still haunting Jim's name. Styles P came right behind him, calling out how weak it is to try and crown yourself while stepping on others. He basically said, if you have to put people down to stand tall, you were never really built for this. And that flipped the entire conversation about legacy and respect. Sure, Jim might have the drip and the hustle, but Jada and Styles bring something money cannot buy: real credibility. They never had to scream about being kings of New York. The culture gave them that crown long ago, and while Jim keeps fishing for validation with every Instagram post, this tension has been simmering for years. Way before that Versus showdown, there were jabs in freestyles, slick tweets, and subtle shade folks tried to downplay. But now, it is boiling over, and Jadakiss and Styles clearly kept all the receipts. On one of their IG lives, Styles even called out how some rappers perform more for Instagram than they ever did for the streets. And everybody knew exactly who he meant. Jim's whole image has turned into a walking billboard, flashy, loud, but lacking soul. Meanwhile, Jadakiss stays unfazed. He put it straight: we do not compete with gimmicks, we compete with bars. That hits different. While Jim is out here snapping selfies in designer boutiques, the locks keep dropping hard-hitting verses that land like truth bombs. The contrast is wild, and the fans are definitely picking sides. Do not get it twisted, Jim is talented, no question, but when every move feels like a promo stunt, it is hard for people to genuinely connect with the music. Especially when you are standing next to legends like Jada and Styles. This is bigger than trends or viral moments. This is about legacy, and right now, Jim's legacy is looking shaky. While the locks are aging like fine wine, solid, respected, and only getting better with time.
Was trolling. So I don't have much to say about it, because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P.
Yeah.
I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion shit.
Literally all.
And yeah, but we got to stop the train at somewhere.
Nas is a good place to stop that.
Nas is a great place to stop that train for anybody.
Yeah.
When you start naming specific people,
I'm not mad at that.
it feels weird to me. Also, he doesn't have more Billboard entries than Nas. That's
What really takes this whole situation to another level of messy is how Jim Jones keeps brushing it off like it is all harmless jokes and friendly vibes, while Jadakiss and Styles P are clearly coming with real heat. There is a difference between playful sparring and a genuine call-out, and Jim crossed that line when he kept throwing shade after the Versus battle. In one of his posts, he even tried to flip the narrative, like Jada and Styles were just bitter because he won. But won what? Exactly. Jadakiss has platinum records, timeless verses that still shake the streets, and the hood's respect locked in. Styles P. He is out here running businesses, dropping gems on life, and still bodying tracks. Those are real wins, no clout chasing, required on both the locks and the fans. Peeped the difference. Jim used to get real love for staying authentic and keeping it street, but lately, even his most loyal Dipset supporters are calling him out for leaning too far into gimmicks. Like he forgot the one rule that matters most in hip-hop: authenticity is everything. Jada and Styles never had to shout to be heard. They strike when it counts, and every time Jim tries to downplay their legacy, he is only making his own look shakier. That is why their words are landing harder. They are not just throwing shots. They are voicing what a lot of people have been thinking for a while. Another reason the streets are buzzing. Jim keeps spinning that Versus loss like Dipset did not get steamrolled. In interviews, he acts like they were just playing around or unprepared. But seriously, who is buying that? Jadakiss turned into a beast that night, and everybody saw it. That performance was not some casual flex, it was a math on who really runs the mic, the moment, and the movement. The LOX showed up locked in, sharp, and hungry. Dipset, they looked like they showed up late to their own event. Yet here Jim is, still trying to soften the blow. Styles P said it best, "You cannot remix the energy the crowd already lived through." That night was legendary. Jim trying to rewrite history only makes him look worse. He keeps acting like it was just one-off night, but this is really about legacy. Jada and Styles are still heavy in the booth, still razor-sharp with the pen. Meanwhile, Jim is out here talking crypto and fashion, treating rap like a side hustle. But hip-hop has a long memory. When you take a major L and act like it never happened, it does not just hit your streams, it chips away at your respect. His recent tracks are not helping much either. Flashy visuals, stacks of cash, but fans are saying the bars feel hollow. No punch, no depth, just surface-level heat for the timeline. And that whole Jim versus Nas talk, that should not have even been a topic. Nas is a legend, a lyrical icon. Jim is not even in the same conversation. Half the stuff Jim says does not even make sense when you line it up against what Nas brought to the culture. It is crazy anyone entertained that comparison. You cannot play with a legend's legacy like it is some social media stunt. The gap is real, and everybody knows it. While Jim chases clout, Jada is still shaking up the internet with bars alone, no gimmicks, no tricks, just straight lyrical pressure. What him and Styles have is endurance. They built their legacy on pure grind, not internet antics. Styles summed it up perfectly. Some artists build bridges, others build brands. Only one will stand the test of time. Jim is neck deep in the brand game now, but that only works if the music hits just as hard and fans are starting to catch on. It might look flashy, but if the lyrics do not connect, it will not last. Instead of delivering raw music, Jim is busy throwing shade in captions and flexing fits like a full-time influencer. That might work for Instagram, but in this rap game, it does not cut it. This is not just personal beef, it is a clash between real substance and shallow trends. While Jim tries to wear every hat possible, Jada and Styles just pick up the mic, and that is all they need to shut everything down.